G'day folks, welcome to a little Thursday afternoon update. Just having a bit of a poke around on the web, watching videos, watching documentary on Rolls Royce's how to build a jumbo engine. Just thought I'd throw something up as I'm searching through eBay and other things. I'm just looking at random car parts and things like that. I was just seeing what, well, for one, what tyres for the RAV4 would go for if I had to replace them. They're half the price of what I expected, so that's good. Mind you, I'm looking at slightly bigger 225 7016s instead of 215s. Definitely don't need them, even though the ATs on the RAV4 are noisy as hell. If I could spare the extra $400 and something, I'd probably buy a set of slightly bigger highway tread tyres, but that's kind of irrelevant for the time being. There's the slightly more aggressive ones for 130 each, and that's cheap. I paid more than that for the regular 15-inch tyres on the Ford. But I'm also going through some of the luxury SUVs. I know a lot of people wonder why I want one of those. I just do. It's just one of the things about being a free citizen. Just free to choose and drive whatever the hell you want. As much as I love some of the old cars and things like that, there's always a place in my heart, and still a hole in my heart from where the 7 Series used to be, for having a big luxury sedan or wagon. Not really interested in regular station wagons. I love four-wheel drives and SUVs. I mean, that'd be something to burn a good bit of money on. A Land Rover Series 3, it's up to 27 bids, 2,800 bucks. They sell pretty quick. But yeah, luxury stuff's always really nice. I've driven S-Class Mercedes before, and they're pretty nice, but again, I don't know, the whole sedan or like an E-Class wagon thing just doesn't really suit me. I want something more substantial, and that's why I'm looking at Volkswagen Touareg. I'm not sure about the Mercedes M-Class. I know the first gen were a problematic little beast, and they're down as low as probably 3,000 bucks. You can get them for like 3 or 4 grand at the bottom of the line. They're dirt cheap, so if you got like 5 grand or 6 grand to blow and you just want an SUV for a year or two, buy one and just run it out, use it till it pops. They're cheaper than a lot of hatchbacks. Hell, I'm selling them this in Micro for 2.5. So yeah, you can't really lose with an old M-Class if you've got a few grand to burn. They're a nice big SUV, ladder frame chassis, decent suspension, no messing around. But yeah, next 18 to 24 months, I'm not talking now, I'm not buying one now. I'll get the RAV4 done first and all that sorted. But something to replace the Ford with eventually. Probably not the V10 model, even though I'd love to have 1,000 Newton meters of diesel torque. That would be really nice. There are quite a few around. This Car Sales has loads more, but this one's a good example. This is $13,990 in Queensland, if I can find the damn auction, which is that one. Beautiful example. Dark tinted windows, everything. The instruments are really impressive too. I'm quite impressed with the detail that they put into the instruments. They're analog dial style gauges, engine temperature measured in degrees rather than a coloured bar and a warning light. I hate that. I hate not having an actual temperature readout on things and an oil pressure readout in PSI, battery voltage in volts, not just a condition or charging light. A lot of newer cars like Hyundais are actually coming out with temperature in degrees and stuff like that, but for a while there it all went to garbage. They had, if it even had voltmeters and things, they were just a basic condition colour indicator or some garbage like that. So yeah, this is a nice example. Bit rough, like you can see the LCD there's lost a few digits, the little edge connectors have come off. That'd probably be quite easy to fix. Just take it apart and tighten the board up, clean it up. But yeah, electrical gremlins I'm willing to live with, but I guess the main point of this video is I'm curious about other unusual engine designs, because I didn't realise this was a narrow angle V6 until I talked to YouTuber Doogie Rick, who has one in a small front wheel drive car, and did a bit of research, but it looks like a big 4-cylinder with 6 plugs on it. That's actually a very narrow angle, like a 6 or 8 degree V6. And I'm going to do some more research on it and even hunt around, see if I can find an old blown engine to autopsy, because these are apparently really good. This puts out almost 250 horsepower. Common rail, high pressure petrol direct injection, and direct ignition coil-over plug coil packs. And since the engine bay is designed for a W12, which is essentially two of those sharing a same common crankshaft, there's tons of room to work on the thing, heaps of room. Take the fan and everything out, you can get to the whole front of the motor. Unfortunately, that's not where the timing chain is, it's on the back. But this one's had its main technical service and everything done to it by the looks of it. Specialist service at 204,000, it's at 227, so maybe they've omitted the timing chain tensioner and chain replacement up until now, and that's what the next buyer has to do, but they generally say to change them at 200,000, so maybe that's it. So if this car has had that major expensive service done on it, which I think would be a transmission or engine out job, that's actually a really good bargain for 13 grand. That's a really good deal. It's up in Queensland though, so I can't even look at it, not that I'm ever going to buy it in the next year or two. But yeah, like I said before, I'm a sucker for European luxury sedans and wagons and things like that, but ultimately, big SUV. Why not? The other thing I was looking at, V8, nah, definitely not going to have any room to work around that one, and uses way too much fuel. Price is much higher. I think the price on this one was 20 something, even 30 something thousand dollars. Yeah, starting at 22,999, buyouts 26,000, so there's a big difference in there. Plus it's it's only a year newer. Or actually, technically the one I was looking at before was sold in 2005, so they're the same year, but being a V8 it's worth more. It is in Melbourne though. So yeah, you could do worse. You could buy, I don't know, a Nissan Navara or something like that. Nissan Pathfinder. Ugh. Those Nissan Common Rail diesels, they have a tendency to go boom. At least the older ones did. I don't know about the newer ones, but the older ones had a tendency to blow up. BMW X5, not 100% sure anymore. Nice looking thing, my favourite luxury SUV over the lot of them, but so many problems. But they do produce a very nice 3-litre diesel which came later on, and they still command a premium price. And like all common rail injection diesels, if your high pressure pump or injectors shit themselves, you're in for a lot of money. A hell of a lot of money. I think the Ford Ranger is about the only thing that has cheap injectors. I think the dealer price on Ford Ranger injectors were 150 each, whereas my mate's Hyundai Terracan, I think the dealer wanted about $1,000 each for the injectors and $4,000 for the common high pressure pump. Not cheap. So if you buy common rail diesel, be prepared for big expense if it breaks. Anyway, that's a bit more of a ramble for you. They're a nice looking SUV. It's like just a big 7 Series, I guess. And again, you can tow a lot of weight. I could tow a tandem trailer with whatever I want on it, not a problem. Wouldn't even know it was there. Not interested in the high performance models. They cost too much. They're fun to drive, but nah. 3-litre diesel X5 in a manual, or just a Touereg VR6 engine with a auto behind it would be perfectly fine. See, that's a 4.2 V8 as well. What was he asking? He was asking something. Would consider a trade deal on a GU Patrol. Yeah, Patrols aren't too bad, but still, buy it now, 16,900. And it's done right on 200,000 Ks. Bang on 199,000 Ks, and I bet you they haven't done the timing chains on it. Even though it's a V8, I don't think they have the same problem as the VR6s with the timing chain tensioners getting chewed out. But it wouldn't surprise me in the least. Still a nice package, nice wheels, 18-inch wheels, new tyres, beautiful colour, but nah. And these Touregs share the same platform as the Porsche Cayenne and the Audi Q7, so there are some interchangeabilities like wheels and probably wheel hubs and running gear and that sort of stuff. So yeah, anyway, there's tons of cool stuff on here. I could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars if I had it. I've got to start buying lotto tickets. That didn't open. Oh, there we go. Yeah, some classic Aussie Holden, original 1950s FX Ute, model 50-2106. Something. So much. There's another classic Aussie car. $30,000. 71 Monaro. I'm not huge into Aussie cars, but I'd own one of them. Why? Because why not? Lots of horsepower, lots of fun. It looks original. Looking under the dash there, you can see it's a bit ratty. It's not a concourse model. Exterior looks really good, but interior you can see there's wires and stuff hanging down. A little bit of attention needed. That's all pushed up underneath. Looks like it's sagging in one corner a bit. Well, it's just the camera angle or something. Yeah, that's original. That hasn't been restored or anything by the looks of it. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but for 30,000 bucks, I think you'd be pushing it to find anything better. What else is there? Yeah, the Land Rover. I know High Voltage Rules keeps telling me to get a Land Rover. I think he's got one. Too much of a truck though. I wouldn't want to drive that all day, every day. Not all day, but just every day. Can you imagine driving that thing? Not in the army. Not to say I don't want an original World War II Jeep. That'd be something. I always wanted a Jeep, an original World War II era one. I passed one up for about $3,000 a good few years ago, and I'm kicking myself still. It was a 1942 model with the canopy and everything still on it. Oh, it would have been perfect. Anyway, the old engines, I would be interested in tearing down a VR6 if anyone around Melbourne has one and they're willing to drop it off down on the Mornington Peninsula. Same with a rotary. They are rare. Trying to find a dead rotary to pull to bits is pretty hard because a lot of the housings can be resurfaced and reused, so the rebuilders get them straight away. But yeah, I'm sort of looking around for an old Mazda rotary to pull to bits too, but I don't like my chances. We need more unique engine autopsies, so we'll get rid of the regular piston engine that's in there, the Daewoo one, that can go, and then I'll just stick to taking up more unusual things like maybe a flat 4 from a Beetle, or a VR6 from a Passat or a Toureg, maybe a rotary out of a Mazda RX-7, I don't know. So yeah, engines, luxury stuff, and I've got mail. And matrix. And I will get around to fixing that monitor. It can still be fixed. Sort of. That'll go away if I hit it hard enough, but I'm not game enough now. I think it's finally done its dough. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.